Ya llevo unos cuantos añitos haciendo esto. No planeo retirarme pronto. No ha habido un alumno que me haga pensar en retirarme todavía. Muy bien. Antes de empezar con los chismes, porque sí me acuerdo, ¿alguien tiene alguna duda? Yo, bueno, de respecto a esto de las dudas, yo creo que ya los tengo hartos con la pregunta todos los días empezando la clase, pero lo voy a seguir haciendo porque soy un necio. A mí me preocupa mucho que no haya dudas, sobre todo de los que están empezando, porque yo de repente cuando estoy trabajando con Duolingo hay cosas que digo, ¿cómo es posible que esto esté pasando? Que no entiendo. Entonces, pregúntenme, créanme, les va despejar las dudas, les va a ayudar mucho. Pero bueno, ahí está la opción. Ya cuando me quieran preguntar, ahí estoy. Muchas gracias. Sandra, thank you very much. I really appreciate you saying this. Thank you. Thank you. And I think that a teacher is just as good at his students. So that's my point of view with education. Muy bien. Conste que no hay dudas, ¿eh? Vamos a pasar a los chismes. Sí se acuerdan, ¿no? De qué íbamos a hablar hoy. We're going to talk about breakups, bad relations, anything related to that. En español, les había dicho en la clase pasada, y vamos a hablar de chismes, de malas relaciones, rupturas, de esas cosas que uno no cree que pueden sucederle, que solo pasan en las películas y de repente, tómala. Tu evento canónico. Muy bien. ¿Alguien quiere empezar o empiezo yo? Porque yo ya les conté la vez pasada lo que me había pasado, que Sandra no me creía. My bad luck. Bien, bueno, puedo empezar. Recuerden, los que están empezando, si no me entienden, pregúntenme, les traduzco, les puedo ayudar a hacer también sus opiniones y todo eso, ¿va? Eh, Muchas gracias, Rafael. Gracias, Alma, Gabriela. Muchas gracias, Miguel. Gracias, Raúl. But well, let's start with this. I have an interesting background when we talk about relationships. So, the first that I can remember when I was 17 years old, a very bad age to have a relation, if you ask me. All of us, when we were 17, we are so eager to have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, I don't know. But when you take a look back at the time of your life, it's not really a good idea, in my opinion. You can disagree, obviously. When I was 17, I had this girlfriend. That kind of girlfriend you should never have because you push things, right? It's like, okay, this is not like really happening, but nevertheless, both are pushing things so things can work. And I think that it could be a good thing to do when you are married for 15 years and you have to keep your marriage going, but not when you're 17 and you have been dating for like, I don't know, 8 months or so. The thing here is that I had this girlfriend and she started growing distant. And I was like, okay, something's happening here. I had not a lot of experience at that time, but at least I know that something was not right. To make this story short, she was dating one of our teachers. And I was like, what the hell? When I found out, I was like, what is happening? It was uh, it was shocking to say the least. And Sandra, again, you question my bad luck. I have another story with this. this girlfriend. The thing that happened is that, okay, this happened during high school. The last we were seniors, we graduate, and so I started college. She went to the same college than me, and I don't know if everyone knows about this. Probably this happens in every college, but we have induction week. When some other older students present you the college, the facilities, and so. But we were talking about that my generation when I started college we were around 3,000 people. Okay, so we started college and we have induction day. 3,000 effing people, and my ex girlfriend was in the same induction group than me. So Sandra, again, my bad luck. And I was like, how is this
A
possible?
great casualty.
How could this happen? Obviously, we had a bad breakup, and I was like, okay, I'm not really interested in talking with you again, but I don't wish you any harm. So let's keep things like that. But I don't want to know anything about you anymore. And that's my sad story. You know, first she dated a teacher, and then I had to deal with that for a week. So it was complicated. So I share my sad story. Now it's your turn. ¿Todo bien? Me van siguiendo, aunque sí estoy hablando un poco rápido, pero ¿sí? ¿Todo bien?
Hello, I'm Carlos.
Carlos,
Nice,
hello.
nice to meet you. I can follow the relate, but in some time I miss. I can understand for a time previous, but later when it's a bit long, I miss. But I understand mostly of what you talk.
Perfecto, Carlos.
Fine.
Sobre este punto, así como me lo acabas de decir, esto prefiero que lo hagan solo conmigo, con sus compañeros. Yo preferiría que no fuera tan frecuente, pero si yo estoy hablando y de repente una palabra les suena, pero no me entienden, interrúmpanme, no hay problema. O lo pueden poner en el chat, o si quieren escribirla y yo se las digo después. Cuando pase eso, me pueden interrumpir siempre, no hay problema. Sí, con sus compañeros no, porque de repente es como frenar el tren de pensamientos, pero conmigo no hay ningún problema, me pueden preguntar en cualquier momento, ¿va?
No, it's
Sobre todo
fun.
porque hay palabras que son muy específicas que pueden hacer que lo que se está diciendo se interprete diferente o no se entienda, entonces con todo gusto me pueden interrumpir, ¿va?
Thanks. Yes, but I try to understand in the context, and if I continue hearing you, I try to understand the
Perfect. Yes, great.
theory.
And that's perfect. When you can understand the context, is it's way easier to understand the whole thing. Perfect. Thank you, Carlos, and you're more than welcome. I'm happy to you're joining us. And okay, but it's your turn. Whoever wants to participate, it's up to you. I'm pretty sure I'm going to say that Rafael has very good stories. I don't know why, but I imagine that he has very good stories about this. Um, pero ¿quién quiere participar
I'll
en
save
este?
mine for the end.
Yeah, probably. I have so many stories with this, but I want you to be to be in the spotlight today. So anímense. No importa que no
Sandrita, what you
salga.
got? Share with us.
I'm going to share one. I think that was like my first really broken heart. I that one was my first job. I was working for a non-profit organization. And next to our office, I met this guy, and we were so really good friends. You know, we were amazing friends, and I was not interested in him at all, just as a friend. But he always was giving me messages, things like that, and I think that like after maybe 2 years, I don't know, one day something started to change in me, and I started that I like him. Anyway, in his job, there was this new lady that came to work in that building, and she was so beautiful. She was just the, like, taking breath lady, and she was married. She was married and she has a daughter. And at that time, I was 19, and Juan Carlos was maybe 20. We were just very young kids, and we were kind of little dating. And anyway, I went to my university because I used to go at 9. And when I was in the, how do you say, like, waiting for my bus to go home at 9, uh, I just don't like that. Like, I don't know how to say, but it was just, I can't believe it that in that moment I saw him saying goodbye to the lady, and he kissed her. I was in shock. And I was, oh my goodness, I think that was the first time in my life that I just feel that I was totally, that I want that the like the air, how do you say, like, just open and track me. And I was just in the bus, just almost like I want to cry, and I want to cry. When I got home, I started to cry by the heart, and my mom and my dad were so worried. Honey, what happened? Because they thought that somebody stole something from me or whatever. And I even can't speak because I was holding the whole pain, all the trip, all the ride of the bus until my home. I think that one was one of the hardest that I live in my young age.
It's
And
hard.
the thing is, the next day I had to see him, and he was, "Hello, Monita, are you okay?" And I was so sad, so mad, but I am not able to say nothing. And he was like, nothing happened, and it was horrible.
But eventually you told him that you saw them.
No,
No.
Oh,
no, I
No.
didn't. I like in that time I was kind of, because and a new opportunity for me came for work, and that one was a good thing that I was able to change jobs. Yeah, I just changed jobs, and that's, but it was a process because I don't know why, because it was hard, because he was kind of my best friend, like I was not interested in him. And in some point say, wait, just, we didn't keep just to be friends, like but he was the one who wants to something else. And when I wanted, this happens. And anyway, and time passed, and anyway, somebody else came in the road.
someone always does. When we are 20, I think that 20 to 25 has to be like the worst age for having these breakups or these disappointments. That, like you mentioned, that sinking feel in your stomach is horrible. But we are so dramatic, and we tend to overreact to that thing. Eventually, you realize that things happens. Things happen, and you move on. But it's Rafael. Yes.
I just want to say, Sandra, that your parents were right. They stole your dreams. These ladies stole your man, and you know, it caused a big issue for you. I mean, at the time,
Yeah,
it
but
was
I didn't even know that I exist. The problem is that she cheated her husband. It was, like, it was a shocking thing, because honestly, she was so beautiful. And all the men in that building, they were like, when she passed, everyone like stopped. And I say, how she can just, in all those men over there, the only person that she was interested in, it was in Juan Carlos, something like that. I was just thinking, but, you know, anyway, it was an growing up experience for me, but it was hard. It was hard at that moment because it took a little while just to get rid of my feelings.
well, that's sad.
But that's life. I have my number of experiences like that. Like when you start when you start feeling something for a friend, it rarely ends up well.
Teacher, I have a lot of stories you can imagine. Like
Oh no, I don't want to imagine. We're going to share
that
everything.
one was like the first one that really hurt so much. But maybe somebody, I would like that somebody that is new told about the experience. Carlos, come on, take the chance.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, that's. I come back in a few minutes because I have to see something because here I'm a construction worker and masonry, and I'm on my working place because I have my herramientas stuff,
Tools.
my tools, and I live here. I'm from Uruguay, and here I'm in the Maldonado department, but my home is in Canelones, uh, near 100 kilometers of here. And for the week, I sleep and stay in the building that I'm building. And now I have to check. I have to check something in the front of the house, of the home. I come back in a few minutes. Sorry.
Go ahead. Don't worry.
Thanks.
Take your
I
time.
come back soon.
Very good. Let's see. Let's see who can go next. I'm watching you, but I'm waiting for you to take the initiative. But it's up to you, Noe.
Yeah, I know. So sorry. I would love to share my story, but I'm working now, so the people come in, and I need to go. So well, let's start. If let's see, if nobody get in. So well, my story begins when I was 17, also, and Ah, eh, no, it was it was a really good relationship. We didn't have had any problem in all the time we were together, but the problems were at the end when suddenly she told me that she didn't feel any love for me, yeah any love for me anymore. Is that correct? I don't know. Yeah. And she breaks me break out break breaks out me. I don't know if that's correct.
Broken me.
Broke me. Yeah. Thank you. She broke me, and three 4 days later, she was with another person. So well, I don't have proofs, but I don't have doubts that they were talking between we are together. So well, that changed me a lot for the good, but it hurts in that moment. And that would be my story.
I think that those situations are the worst. When you find out that a couple weeks, a couple days, uh, the other person starts and your relationship is like, I think I have this belief that if you're not happy, you should talk about it. But doing those things is not okay for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that it's correct doing that because you're going to hurt the other person very badly. So better talk and say there is someone else. I think that's better. I don't know. That's my opinion. Very good. Hey, don't worry. Yes. Um. Okay. Excellent. Two sad stories going. ¿Qué hay en el chat? María, bueno, Giovanna. Muy bien, your first class. We were talking about bad breakups, so if you want to share. Déjenme ver, porque hay 45 personas. Estamos hablando de los mismos de siempre. A ver. ¿Quién no ha oído en un tiempo? Nicole.
Yesen, that he wants to learn. Yesen, you should to share this story.
Gabriela. Estoy viendo de los que han participado, ¿no? Luz. Ceciliano por acá.
Alma.
Alma también. Todavía no llegaba Alma. Pero los quiero oír. Ya nos abrimos. 3 de nosotros.
Sí. Luz, hola, ¿por qué estás? Why you are so silent? You know, so quiet.
Yes,
Hi, Sandra. Hi, everybody. Hi, good night. I am listen. I like your story. I prefer to listen this kind of thing for me.
but if you want to share more things,
I am trying to remember. Maybe when I was secondary, I don't know, 14 years old, when I was more or less, I remembered in front of the same school has a primary, secondary, high school. You know, that kind of school there is just a little bit. So in front of the secondary, actually of the classroom, there are the high school guys. And I remember that I have actually my best friend, her brother, more or less that was in the same group that the guys of I like, but the guys that I don't know. It's like I am trying to remember. That guy was with the brother of my best friend, and in that secondary exists. I don't know. It's like a Valentine's Day, and you can buy a rose, a letter, whatever you want, and send anonymous and one person of the school. So I am trying to send to that guy. I remember I sent a rose because I don't want to write a letter. And that's so I only remember that he had a girlfriend. So it like I broke out, but it like that. I only remember a few moments. So, and that's it. I am trying to remember if I was broken my heart before that, but no. So maybe secondary is when you send a rose and you pay and you send a little note, anonymous note, and you send that you have a secret lover or something like that. So I remember that I sent that guy that rose. And he doesn't know that I am exist because I'm more younger, like 3 years. So it was, I am shy. So I like how do you say apenar? Como apenar.
be ashamed.
I'll be ashamed. Yeah, something like that was embarrassing. Is that correct? And something embarrassing
Embarrassed.
embarrassing.
No sé.
Yeah, when he received the rose, so he doesn't know. So maybe I broke my heart in that time, so I only remember that.
No, you were telling me, bueno, antes de eso, cuando te refieres a secundaria, es más común decir junior high. Preparatoria es high school, primaria, pues grammar school, pero no es tan común, es más bien como elementary. Pero sí.
Okay.
Now, going back to the topic, now that you both, especially, Noé too, but Sandra, Luz, and Noé, I just started wondering, how were you when you were in high school or junior high? That could be very interesting because probably all of us changed a lot since that time. It could be interesting going back to that. I'm going to do some activity with that in the next classes. Rafael, yes.
Aquí la pregunta sería para Luz, ¿a cuántos le rompió el corazón?
Actually, I don't remember the question of the teacher, and I remember that when I was on elementary school, I was a nerd, literally. I'm not the popular group or something like that, or that I do something spectacular, something that everybody knows. But after university, I broken more hearts. So I because I am like a private school, so when I go to UNAM, there are a lot of people there. So is that you know that maybe you have much better opportunity there than in your small school.
Could
See,
be.
that's why that was a better question.
Sandra?
No, teacher, it's just I was reading Raul. It's a powerful history. Thank you so much, Raul, for to sharing that. Will be nice if maybe he read.
¿Puedes leerla, Raúl? Bueno, si quieres. I expect not to open any healed wounds with
He
this
said
activity.
he said he can't read it. He
Oh, ok, ok. Estaba leyéndola, de hecho. Very
So
good.
Edras, did you cry a lot? Just a little
Just a
bit?
little, just a little. 2 3 days. Yeah, just a little.
Yeah. In my lifetime, and I'm 40. I'll be 45 next month. No, in October. I don't even know when my birthday is. Anyways,
When is the party, Rafael?
the party's
When
gonna
is
be
the party?
it's gonna be in Vegas.
And what to tell? Say it
Uh,
because we want to arrive there.
Mandalay Bay. That's one of my favorites.
Rafael, when is your birthday?
October 24.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, see, I'm old, older than a lot of the classmates here, but I don't think I've ever broke up with any girls. I had two very serious relationships in my life. The girl that I met in high school, we were together for a long time, and then we split up because I was a bad person. And before her, I had a bunch of girlfriends that they left me because I was always cheating on them. You know, I was a popular kid, and I had a lot of friends, and sometimes things escalated a little bit too soon, and we went from a friend to dating, and in the meantime, I was still with somebody else. So that somebody else found out, and that was the story of my life. Every time I got dumped, it was because I was cheating on my current girlfriend, and a lot of the times it was with their own friends. But I don't, I'm not proud of it. I think that's the only thing that if I would reborn, I would probably do it differently, just because I know I hurt a bunch of girls that I didn't mean to. I had feelings for some of them, but at the same time, I was young, and I had the chance, and we only live once. So my brother was like, "Dude, come on, just do it." I'm like, "Leave me alone." But at the end of the day, I end up doing things that I do regret now as I'm older. I got married last year, and I've been with my wife since 2013. So ever since we kind of got together, I could say that I've been pretty faithful. I did make that change. I figure I was only gonna marry once, and now I'm a happy married man. We have our issues, but I do respect her in that sense now. But it took me a while. It took me a long time to realize that what I was doing, it was wrong. Just cheating on my girlfriends at the time, it was just not right.
Human relations are very complicated, but yeah, I don't know. In my case, I think I've been in the latest part of the relation, the one who got cheated. I'm not saying I'm a victim or nothing, but I tend to be that one. Sometimes I'm pretty good at reading people, at seeing some signs. But when I'm in a relationship and I'm in love, I'm an idiot. I don't see the signs, signals. I'm like, oh no, no, it's not possible. I suppose that all of us. We were talking about this last class. That one that cannot be named. I remember Rafael saying he is the one who can be named. That's why it came back. Um, but it's like I have one, and that's my Voldemort. And but it's I don't know. Okay, Liz, Anna, I want to hear you too. Bien, ¿quién más? Seguimos con los mismos. Quiero oír a todos. O no necesariamente tienen que hablar sobre una historia, pueden opinar sobre lo que estamos diciendo. Eso también funciona. Gabriela, why you have never had boyfriends? Well, if you don't mind me asking. Um, Vamos a ver si se animan. Porque luego cuando los mando a sesiones separadas se animan a hablar más. Eso me estresa. Jesús, a ver qué pasa aquí.
Es que en las sesiones separadas, pues nada más son 4, entonces es menos la pena a lo mejor. Pero en realidad no deberían de tener pena, todos empezamos por algún lado.
Es lo que pienso, o sea, no veo como mucha diferencia. Al contrario, yo creo que entre más es más fácil camuflajearse.
Y pues además no los estamos viendo, bueno, nada más a Sandra y a Noé, pero no les vemos las caras, entonces creo
Voy a,
que no deberían de tener pena.
voy a apagar mi cámara. Eduardo, yes.
Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? Doing good. Well, you're talking about relationships, right? Well, in my case, I have no girlfriend in this moment, but I was seeing a girl 2 months ago. I um, I just met her on Facebook Match. I don't know if you have ever used it before, but it was kind of different because the first time that I met someone on Facebook Match, it was only like a friend, but this time it was like to meet someone to have a good relation. It doesn't matter if this relation is going to be a good relation for a short or for a long time. But the bad thing I think for me it was like the that this girl is a little bit older than me, and when you go out for the first day, just fell in love with her because of her the way of she was with me, and I felt confident on the first sight, and I thought that everything mm, it was good, but I think that this relation, the bad thing is was that the age. This is not the first time that I am seeing or I was seeing someone who is older than me, but I thought that this time it would be different, and she broke my heart up because she told me on the first month that she wanted to be something more seriously, but at the end of the day, she decided not to continue because she was looking for someone who I don't know, uh, older than she was or at the same age. And I talked to her the other night, and I told her that, well, if you are looking for someone um, who has I don't know, a background different like me, because I have no kids. I have never been married, so I don't know what you're looking for. So I was, I don't know, disappointed of this meeting, and I thought that she wanted to be um, with me. So I really felt, I don't know, that it's not a good idea to have a good relationship with someone who is older than me. So I'm looking for someone who is in the same age. I think it's a good experience. This is the second time that I have a relationship with someone who's older than me, but I decided not to look for someone, but only in the same age.
Yeah, it's difficult. I've been in that situation twice in my life, dating older women than me, and it was complicated. First one because I was more mature than her, and the second one because it was just complicated. Let's keep that. But don't worry about it. I think that there's a lot of options. One thing that I can tell you by now is that I'm the kind of person who really enjoys being by himself. I love being with friends, having a girlfriend or such, but I really enjoy being by myself. I enjoy the doing some things. For example, I'm the kind of person who doesn't have any problem going to the movies alone because I like it. I like
Really,
movies, and obviously it's cool to share that with someone. But if there's no one or no one wants to watch that movie, for example, I have no problem going by myself. So
I
it's
think, yeah, you're right, because I've seen some people that go to the movies alone. I am not kind of person, but I think the only thing that I wouldn't go to those places is in the cinema, because I gone to the gigs, for instance, or I don't know, festivals, rock festivals. But I think in to go into to the cinema, I don't think it's not good for me. I don't know. I feel not comfortable.
yeah, I understand that. Actually, the thing that of me going by myself to the movies is because I really enjoy going to the movies. That's something I do at least once a week. And obviously, it's quite complicated to find someone who wants to watch the same movies, all the same movies that you want to. So eventually, I can go by myself. But like I told you, I try to go at least once per week, and that's a lot of money that I'm thinking. But yeah, it's I don't know. I could say that dating older women. I think that's more difficult to date older women when the man is younger. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but in my experience, it's more complicated. Um, After those two experiences, all my partners have been younger than me or around the same age. Very good. Thank you, Eduardo.
Thanks to you. Appreciate
Complicated.
it.
Yes, Sandra. That's because I don't want to say something uh, harder, Rafael, yes.
I think it really depends on like how many years they're apart. Because like with my wife, she's older than me. She's like almost 7 years older than me, but it works out okay. I mean, we get along just fine. But spending time by yourself, it's great. I love my kids, but I'm like I fly out on Mondays and they're in Vegas. So I'm in California right now. We have a place here in Dana Point. and I'm here because I work in California. So I'm here Monday through Friday. Then Friday I get back on a plane, and then I'm back in Vegas for the weekend, and so on and so forth. So having those 4 or 5 days for myself, I can join these classes and then focus on my work. It helps out a lot. She complains some that she could use a little more help, but at the end of the day, I think she's happy to see me. When I come back, and she's happy to see me leave when I leave the house, so she can have time for herself.
Teacher, I have a question for Rafael. Just question why your family doesn't live in California. It maybe it is more convenient for you. It's just curiosity.
My wife has a kid from a previous partner, and if I bring him over, then our kid's gonna have to go back and forth because they have 50-50 custody. So it's easier for them to stay there and me do the commute. That's why they're there and I'm here. Until she's 18, she can't really make that decision where she wants to live, and for the time being, they're there now. So that's why.
I think that the key word here is time for yourself. Even if you live in the same city, same house, obviously you need some time to yourself. I think, and please forgive me if I'm being typical or using a topic here, but I think that most men every man needs a man cave, that spot in the house that is just for himself. I have mine. It doesn't matter if I live with someone or I'm living alone. I have that sanctuary in my home, a place where I can be by myself, doing all the stuff I want, and disconnect from the world. But that's just my opinion, my experience. Luz, yes.
Do you see that? Do you need a cave? Maybe the cave can be the bathroom, because all the men take a lot of time in the bathroom. So so maybe you need that kind of cave, or what kind of cave? Because I am laughing with you. It's not it's a joke. It's not that, but I think that is difficult. Every family, when you are growing up and you are like 30s right now, I think that you understand that every family is a different world. So you cannot judge to everybody, because everybody has a lot of problems in the life. So I think that maybe I am agree with you, but I think that you need your space or your moment. For example, in my family exists that I like to do exercise, so I take every day one class for spinning, to run, and my husband likes to play video games. So it's like maybe you need your time or share time too, but maybe you need to have your time individual, that things that you want to do in your week or in your day. I don't know, but yes, I only want to say that.
Obviously, I'm saying this as a guy because I think that women also need that space, that place to be alone. It's difficult, especially if you have a big family. In my case, I have two brothers, so having that alone time was quite difficult, especially because my mom used to carry us everywhere. It's like, okay, there's like no individuality at that moment. When you are a teenager and you start growing up, obviously you are going to start doing your own things. But when you are a kid, and probably this is going to affect you in some way when you are older. But in my case, I don't like being in crowded spaces. So I don't know if it has something to do, but yeah, very good. Jesus, yes.
Yes, to summarize, bad relationship was a woman I knew in high school for 4 months again, and like her, would be the was current Daphne. And after 6 months of friendship, we become boyfriend and girlfriend, and everything was fine during the first 5 months of kisses. Us going out to plays like the movies to watch vibrate soccer and romantic dates, and the she sometimes started to get jealous or behave strangely and explain things to her because for me the relationship should be straight, trustworthy, and honest. So after 8 months with her is what very better to end my relationship since I no longer found that connection with her, and she understand it a little. We don't just I wrote me and Clifford's that after that shit is not speak it during anymore boy this good experience.
Yeah, when that part, what that first part of the relationship is over, um, well, many psychologists say when that part is over, and that's when the relationship really starts. You know, like some call this like the pink stage of the relationship. Everyone's nice, everything's cool, kisses, hugs, but eventually, um, things grow colder. I think, and at the point is when you have to see how the relationship really is. Very good. Ryler, adelante. Mm,
I met a girl playing basketball. liked her, but she was looking for a bad boy, and I didn't live up to her expectation. We got together, but she ended up losing me friend. Even so, I tried to live my life, but she still wanted me. I had a relationship with another girl, and she got involved, saying was her property. Breaking up with her was difficult until she and ended up having a child with an older man.
that's hard. Yeah, I can relate to that too, but it's difficult. Very good. Excellent, Ryler. Um, Alma, please.
Good evening. Um, I was 15 and he has older by 5 or 7 years. I will tell you a part of my past. That was sad since I loved him very much and, and I left town that I won't marry him. We were together for 5 years, but when, when we had been together for 3 years, he told me, me that he had cheated. ¿Cómo se pronuncia, profe?
Cheated.
Yeah,
Cheated.
cheated, cheated on my wife another girl, and the worst thing was the same time that he had been with me. He liked to dance and always invite my good parents never let's go out, and supposedly he made her and a dance that was hot and hedonic, hedonic, si se pronuncia así, profe,
Denied.
denied me to his family. He told them that I was a friend, even though his sister know me, and he never went to meet mine, and I cried a lot, and the worst thing is that he got her pregnant, and her family took her to her house so that she won't be responsible, and he told me that he could not abandon her, that he was going to be there until the baby was born, and supposedly that he loved me very much. Thank you.
I'm speechless.
¿Sí
Alma,
me profe?
Mendigos hombres.
me dejas sin palabras y qué perros.
No, y ya no pude terminar, pero la realidad es que anduve con él 5 años y a los 3 años me dijo eso, y andaba con la misma chica al mismo tiempo que conmigo, y luego todavía me dijo que me quería mucho, y todavía yo entendí que pues bueno, estaba con la muchacha por el baby, y pues yo dije todavía, y me aventé 2 años más, profe.
No les crean cuando dicen eso.
Sí. Muy sad.
Uno acaba aprendiendo a la mala algunas cosas definitivamente. Aparte, cuando uno está enamorado hace muchas tonterías.
Y estaba
Pues,
yo muy joven.
Exacto,
Me
exacto.
enamoré, fue ¿cómo dicen? Mi primer amor.
My
Muy
first,
doloroso.
my first love. Sí, no, cuando eso pasa, pero bueno, el chiste es aprender y no volver a caer.
Oh,
Uno
claro.
¿Perdón? Adelante,
Sí,
Alma.
claro, sí, profe. Más bien ya no, ahí fue cuando yo dije, no, pues esto no va a cambiar. Él siguió con su bebé, con la chica, y pues ya yo me di cuenta que ya estaba yo de más ahí.
Pero pues, es cuando yo digo, si va a ser así o va a ser con alguien así, mejor nadota. Mejor solo que mal acompañado, decía mi mamá. Muy bien. Gracias a todos por compartir buenas historias. Muy bien. Alma había levantado la mano. We have time for another story. Sandra, you say that you have to step away. Why did you use that expression? I'm just curious.
Sorry, it's not right.
Es que yo siento que step away es como cuando dices, híjole, mejor aquí ya no y te vas.
The thing is that, like we were expecting that my youngest daughter's birthday is today, and she's in Texas right now with her husband's family, and we were expecting to have a video call just to sing the birthday before everyone goes to sleep because it's too late now in Colombia too, and yeah. That's why I.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I had the.
Sorry,
No, it's okay. That's why I asked you, because I have the feeling that you were saying that with no intention, not the one I told you, and I was like, oh, maybe this was too heavy.
Oh no,
Too heavy stories.
no, for nothing, teacher. Just for a moment.
Yeah.
So.
Besides, that happened like when she was 17. It was a long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah. But I have a lot of these stories. For example, one, can I tell? Lucy's going to speak.
No, is that I am proposed maybe that we can bring one photo when we were more younger, if the people want, and we can imagine in that time he was doing something. I don't know. I propose that here the people in the group can bring a photo
Yes,
when
but
they
we
are more
even
younger.
know the people right now. How we
I
can
know, but
imagine how they were young and they don't even turn on the cameras.
so sorry because I am always I bring my pajama because here is so late, so I am on my pajama. Here is 9, 10, bueno, 10 more or less 10 p.m. So it's
And
other
that's
hour.
late.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you, Luz, for me, 10 p.m. is like noon. Yes, I usually go to bed around 4, to say the latest, like around 4. Right now, let me tell you, when we finish this class, I'm going to wait for a while because my bandmates are so unpunctual, and we are going to have practice, and probably we're going to finish around 2, 3 in the morning, and then sometimes we stay a while chatting. Yeah, but my day is over around 3 or 4 in the morning, and I wake up like 8:39. I'm going to die young because of that, I know, but also my activities are during nighttime.
Yes, but I wake up 5 a.m. So that is why I need to put my pajama right now. So,
That's what I was thinking. Actually, I don't mind staying up late working until very, very late, as long as I don't have to wake up early. I'm not a morning person. I know that a lot of people would say, "Oh no, you're just lazy." No, I can work for hours, but I can't wake up at 5. I don't want to say that I'm not a farmer anymore, but I cannot.
yes, I know, but for me, I put a lot of alarms. It's the same, but maybe my best alarm that I have is my dog because he wakes up with the alarm and he wants to go outside. So I need to wake up so I cannot stay more in the bed. So,
Now
yeah.
that you mentioned that, my worst alarm is my dog, because if I stay in bed, she's like, "Okay, I'm just fine here," and she doesn't have any problem until it's very late and she wants to go outside. Now I have to wake up. But yeah, sometimes dogs are not like the best idea with this idea of waking up early. Um, Rafael,
Sandra's ready to go to sleep too. Look, she's like, it's
Yes,
10 o'clock
Sandra,
for her
Sandra.
too.
Hey, guys, honestly, you know what? I having heard, I told you that I'm starting on a new job, and this week has been so long for me. Has been so hard because it's a new start, and the drive is, oh my goodness, it's just I am taking like 40 minutes to get to my job, like almost an hour, a lot of traffic in the morning. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of tired this week. I can't wait until tomorrow. That is
You
good
you
week.
do look tired.
Yeah,
And unlike
I'm
Luz,
tired.
you're not wearing your PJs.
No, I am not. I'm almost ready to go to sleep too. I need to.
yeah, whole weekend. Muy bien. Vamos a dejarlo hasta acá. Bueno, ahorita les voy a decir lo que quiero que hagan para la siguiente semana. Ana, la idea es hablar lo menos posible en español, pero recuerden lo que les dije. Si tienen dudas, me pueden interrumpir, me pueden preguntar si algo no está claro. Nimbe, adelante. No sé si levantó la mano por accidente, pero bien, lo que quiero que hagan para la semana que viene, vamos a hacer igual un recorrido por el Callejón de los Recuerdos. Es una actividad muy sencilla, seguramente lo han hecho en algún momento. Quiero que piensen en su yo de 15 a 20 años, para que sea amplio. ¿Sí? Su yo de 15 a 20 años. Quiero que lo describan y qué consejo le darían. Está muy fácil. Seguramente es una actividad que han hecho en otras ocasiones, pero lo vamos a hacer en inglés. Esto va también para los que están empezando. Quiero oírlos. ¿Sí? Adriana, dime.
Espérame, amor, espérame.
Hello, hola,
How?
profesor, yo,
Hi.
perdón, ¿alguien que te habla?
I do not have
un segundo,
much
Adriana.
idea that the topic is going. My name is Nimbe. I have a long time ago do not practice English. However, I do not want to miss the opportunity and try to imagine that my pronunciation will be very bad to bite like. I can't understand we are giving our presentation. I still have trouble following the thread of conversation.
Actually, I think your pronunciation is very good, Nimbe. Feel free to step into the conversation anytime. Okay. Here's the best place for you to practice if you have not practiced in a long time. Trust me, this practice is going to help you a lot to feel more confident, to be more fluent. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate by doing them. Okay. And
Profesor.
okay, Adriano, adelante.
Sí, pero quería consultarle acerca de 15 años, o sea, ¿qué tenemos que hacer ahí? ¿Un yo, dijo?
Quiero que describan a su yo de 15 años y si pudieran darle un consejo, ¿cuál sería? ¿Ok? Como les digo, es algo muy sencillo.
Y venimos a exponerlo, ¿no? O sea, lo exponimos ese texto que escribimos, o sea, de nosotros mismos, ¿no? Y lo ponemos aquí en clase.
Sí, quiero que lo comenten. No va a ser un texto, va a ser algo muy sencillo. Hay otra cosa que les iba a comentar. Si van a usar el traductor, ChatGPT, lo que sea para generar ese texto, no está mal, no se vuelvan dependientes de esas herramientas, como les he dicho en otras ocasiones, pero si lo van a hacer así, quiero que al menos, y si lo van a leer, obviamente, que practiquen leerlo una vez, para que conozcan más bien su texto, porque luego lo generan, no estoy diciendo en esta clase, pero en otras he visto que sucede, generan el texto en ese momento y no saben bien de qué va. Entonces, para que sientan más cómodos leyéndolo, lo ideal es que lo platiquen, pero si lo hacen de esa forma, tomen en cuenta esto. ¿Sí? Si hay palabras desconocidas, lo que sea, las pueden investigar o me pueden preguntar en ese momento. ¿Va? Algo que me gusta mucho que hagan es cuando no están seguros de la pronunciación de algo, me pregunten. ¿Sí? Y que no se olviden de saber. ¿Ya quedó claro, Adrián? Muy bien.
Ok, teacher.
No, Luz, si me escapé de la justicia, en ese momento no voy a dar evidencias. En la actualidad. Yo era una lacra cuando era niño.
Yes, we can talk about that one. I propose a topic.
I was a bully when I was younger. Going through junior high and high school, I was not a good kid. I mean, I was a good kid, but I thought I could fight anybody. So I was just bullying kids left and right, and that's just not right. But we'll talk about it next week.
We can mix those topics because maybe Rafael would like to give some advice to his 15-year-old self. I know I would. I was not a bully. I was the kid that I didn't care about too much about others, but I have a couple of stories that I would like to step forward that I should not have let pass, but it's very good. Bien, vamos a dejarlo hasta acá. Ya es jueves hoy, ¿verdad? Que tengan excelente fin de semana, descansen, si fue una semana pesada, aprovechen más todavía ese descanso. Yo sé que ya estoy esperando. Y no voy a descansar en este fin de semana, pero bueno. Todavía muchas cosas que hacer. Que tengan excelente noche, cuídense mucho, preparen su tarea y que estén muy bien. Nos vemos el martes.
Thank you, teacher. Goodbye.
See you,
Bye-bye.
teacher. Happy day.
Have a good
Thank you, teacher.
Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend. Te veo el sábado, Sandra.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you in the next class.